What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Overtime Thoughts Podcast, episode 3. If you haven't already, if you'd like to, go and like, subscribe, and share this with people you know. And if you made it this far through episode 1, 2, and now 3, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you all. So let's not waste any time and get into this episode. Okay, so growing up, something I could not stand. I was terrified of them for a good reason. I haven't really dealt with them actually the past couple years, as it seems like as much. But I still hate them. If I see them, I'm getting away. And as a kid, I was embarrassed, and now as an adult, I really don't care to say it. Is bees. Now being an adult, I get irritated and pissed off by them. As a kid, I was petrified, man. I freaking hated them. Anytime I saw one, I'd run. I'd scream. I was never deathly allergic, but I mean, I think if anybody gets stung, they kind of break out a little bit, in a rash or something. But I would get sweaty. I'd start feeling I couldn't breathe. But I think that's really just the fact that I was scared like crazy of them. I don't really think it had to do with the physical getting stung and all that. I think it was just the fact that I was scared, like it was a big monster, and it really wasn't. It was just like a little bee. When I was little, my grandfather had this old little tractor. Well, it was like for mowing grass, but they called it a little tractor then. And there was a whole wasp's nest in it, like around the seat and stuff. So I was playing basketball or something out back at their house, and I got around it, and a swarm of wasps stung me, and I cried. It hurt. Well, I was only like 5 or something. I was little. I mean, something like that's gonna hurt a kid. It's gonna scare him. And ever since then, if I saw a bumblebee, hornet, whatever kind of bee it was, I ran. I screamed. I was getting out of there no matter what I had to do. So then a few years later, when I was past 10 years old, I believe, about around that age, I was at my mom's house, and I was with my cousins. We were playing with a soccer ball or something around this tree that seemed to be known for having like bees' nests, birds' nests, any kind of nest really. And when my cousins threw a ball up at it, and it ended up being a hornet's nest. So me, my one cousin, the other one, went running, like kind of forked out, and all went 3 different ways. And for some damn reason, it chose to come after me. And I was kind of speed walking. I really didn't think anything of it. I didn't really know what it was. I saw it was kind of brown, tannish, light color. I was like, okay, I don't really know what that is, because we were just being kids having fun. So I didn't really pay attention to stupid crap like that. And for some reason, my one cousin went to the left through the woods. My other cousin went right up towards like the driveway. And I went middle for some stupid reason through the tall grass. Like, okay. So I started speed walking. Really didn't think anything of it. They didn't say, because they were younger than me. They were even younger than me, So they didn't really say anything. They were just like, oh, whatever. They got away. They didn't really give a shit. I went through the middle, and all of a sudden I started feeling like big pinches and bites on my back of my thighs and shit. And I started feeling on my back and then back of my head even. They were like big pinches. Like if you get a shot, like a flu shot, I mean, that doesn't hurt you, I don't think now, at least to me. But you can definitely tell if you look at it, you can see it, you can feel it, that it's going in your arm. You'd be like, oh, I didn't really feel it. But you can feel something going in your arm. It was like that, but times 1,000. It was like something really hard pinching me. Like, okay. And I'm screaming and screaming. And I'll go and say it. I don't care. My mom said that her dad, when he was still here, said it, that I was screaming like a little girl. I really don't care to say it now. I mean, I just don't. It happens, whatever. And I'm screaming like a little girl, going to the yard, going to the back porch, going in. And all my grandfather was doing, my mom's dad was doing, was picking them off like they were nothing. Like he was ripping them in half, and they were big, like about, I don't know if you guys can tell by me showing you, but a big ass hornet. And there was at least, I don't know if they were individual, like 10 or 11 hornets, but I know I got stung at least 10 or 11 times. A couple times in the back of the head, my back. It was mostly my legs, thankfully, because if it was in my head, holy crap, I don't know. I might have passed out. Because it hurt. It hurt like hell. And My mom was with her mother at the store. My uncle, I think, my mom's brother called her and said, "Don't freak out." And I don't know if she watches it or not. If you know my mother, if you tell her not to freak out, she will freak out 100 times more. I don't know if that's a woman thing or a mother thing. No disrespect. I love her. I'll respect women that are like that because at least you care. But holy crap, you tell that woman anything like that, don't say that. Just say, hey, just tell her the story. Don't say, hey, don't freak out first, because then you're going to freak her out more. And so she hurried up home and checked me out. I mean, I was fine. I mean, obviously where you get stung, it's going to be sore, especially a freaking hornet. I mean, dude. At that time, now I've gotten stung by wasps and stuff the past couple years. Like, just because I get into a nest and I piss them off, I guess. And it's like a little flick, a little pinch. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Leave me alone. Like I said, me being older now, I'm more just annoyed by them. Unless I'm stuck somewhere and I can't get away from them, then that's more like the claustrophobia that I have kicking in. But so that was a young kid's kind of story. Another time, speaking of bees, it's been within the last 3 years because I think my fiance and I had been together for about a year. We were going to this little tight street that they like to do a lot of road work on for some reason. The road seemed fine, but it's West Virginia, so the roads are all just tore up to hell anyway, so you can't avoid it. We were on this little street. You couldn't really avoid it, turn around, because car was on my bumper behind me, almost touching it. The car in front of me, I was almost touching, just because it's a weird road that you get stuck on. And so I didn't know this until Zoe, my fiance, told me this. We're sitting in the car. I'm sitting in the driver's seat, obviously. And I'm driving in this little Ford Escape. And pretty sure it was either a hornet or a wasp. It was a big-ass bee. Was getting into my mirror, like where the part you can see into, like the clear part. It was getting under it, like in the black plastic piece, under the glass. And like I said, I don't know if it was a claustrophobia, whatever the hell it was. I thought for some reason that moment, panicking, that it could get into the car. So my ass gets out, walks around the car in traffic. And I'm like, get that son of a bitch away from me. 25, 26-year-old grown-ass man basically running from a bee. I'm like, get the hell away from me. And Zoe, when I get back in the car, is like, Troy, it can't get in the car through the mirror. Like, how the hell do you know? Like, look at the mirror. It's blocked. Like, the piece is closed off. I'm like, can we just go the hell home? Because typically from that distance, it takes about 10, 15 minutes to get home, maybe if that. It took us almost an hour because of road work. And I'm sitting here for 45 minutes, sweating my ass off, shaking, like, I want to go. And I actually got out and said, hey, can we move yet? And the guy's like, hold on a second. I'm like, no, dude, I've walked around this car for 30 minutes thinking a bee's going to kill me. That sounds stupid, or a freaking hornet, whatever kind of bee. It was a hornet. Hornets and wasps, the ones I was traumatized by. So it was a hornet trying to get in there. I'm like, dude, this bee's trying to get to me, and so he's trying to calm me down. I'm like, no, get this thing away from me. So he finally went. We started to move and got to go on the road to go home. I'm like, that was a little bit embarrassing. And I was always doing this, dying laughing. I'm like, must be nice not to be scared of bees like that. Like I said, it was more the claustrophobia kicking in because I hate being trapped like that. But then my long lost fear of bees kicked in. Oh, man, dude, I don't know. Like being like 25, 26 years old, something like that, whatever. Doesn't matter. So mid-20s like that. Grown-ass man being petrified of a bee like that. I'm like, I want to go home. Please, please, please do not let me die. Like I said, I might have been a little allergic when I was younger, but I was definitely not like my papa, who was like deathly, like you had to have an EpiPen on you. Like I said, I think everybody that gets a bee sting, their skin gets red or whatever. So, but like when I said I couldn't breathe before and all this is because I was just scared, like a little kid, So it was like physically it wasn't that bad, but I was never allergic. I think I told people in school, yeah, I'm allergic. That's why I don't like to be around them. That was lies. I mean, it was because I was just scared shitless of him. So that's okay. But we got home. I went to my room for like our bedroom for like 30 minutes. Was questioning everything. I'm like, I just got outside in public in traffic. I mean, we were stopped, but still on a main road trying to get away from a bee that was not going to hurt me. And Zoe said, when we were still in the car on that road, she said, just calm down. It's not going to get you that. Nah, that. No, I was in life or death situation in my mind then. I'm like, either I stay in this car and think I'm going to die from a bee, or I'll run outside and just get the hell away. And like, you can tell me when we start moving the car again. Dude, bees. Now, I think there's like honeybees that help, produce honey and all that stuff. Bumblebees, I don't really care. But hornets, wasps, whatever, yellow jackets, they can go to hell. Still to this day, I don't care. Yellow jackets, you look at them, they get pissed off. Wasps, you have to kind of mess with, and hornets are the same way. Those are spawns of Satan, and I don't know why. I know there's reasons why bees are here. I mean, I know that, but those specific ones, my experience, I'm like, no. And oh my God. And it's becoming springtime now. Well, it is spring, and I haven't seen a bee yet. And I'm probably going to see one tomorrow because I just said that. But now at least I know if I'm in the car and they try to get my mirror, then they're not going to get to me. But if we're stuck in traffic and they do that, I'll still probably freak the hell out. But that's okay because I'm a grown man, don't like bees, but I'm not afraid to admit it. So it's okay. I'm not ashamed. I was ashamed that day, but I'm not ashamed anymore. Much. And yeah, if you can relate, comment, tell me some of your funny, traumatizing stories of bees. If you're allergic, it's not funny because stay the hell away from them because you don't need to get having a reaction to them. But if you're not allergic, you're just petrified of them, then maybe share your experience or tell me that you can relate because maybe then I won't feel alone. So that might make me feel a little bit better. But I'm so sorry if you've had those moments. But it helped me a little bit, not be as ashamed. So yeah, thanks. If you're not petrified, if you can walk up to me and hold it, I respect you. But I would probably be scared as hell of you because that is insane work. But I'll respect if you can do that. Because like I said, if I'm around you and you grab a hornet or a wasp, I'm getting out of there. I'll respect you, but you're insane if you do that. Just saying. I mean, like I said, all respect. Love that. You're tough. Guy or girl, you got more balls than I do. So I'm not even afraid to admit that. Because I'm tough in other ways, but when it comes to that shit, no. So I'm done embarrassing myself a little bit. I'm going to embarrass somebody else. So give about 10 seconds and I'll tell that story. So to go ahead and say next week, I'm going to have somebody on the podcast with me. And I'm going to go ahead and embarrass them now because they'll be watching. I really don't care. This might bust through the office door, me telling the story, but we'll be fine. So my fiance and I have been together for about 3 years now, just a little bit over 3 years. Got engaged in Tennessee in September of 2022. That's a story for another time. So this isn't meant to be mushy, really. I'll explain a little bit for context reasons. At the beginning, it might sound mushy, but just so you know what I'm talking about, kind of. So my fiance's name is Zoe, and we didn't really meet in person. It was on Facebook, but then we obviously met in one more parking lot for our first time together. But somebody I was working with that she had been together, or had been dating and stuff. I worked with him, and I hadn't really heard about him for a while. I hadn't really heard from him. He was acting kind of weird on social media, and I didn't know anything about him. And I'm not going to really explain about the bad stuff, because that's not really my place to say it on here. But I didn't really know certain dark things were going on with him. But anyway, and I simply messaged Zoe to say, hey, where's certain person's name? Where's he been? What's up with him? And she explained that he had been like having issues and stuff. I was like, okay, because I messaged her like 7 a.m. because the job I was at, I was up at 4 a.m. already. And real quick, if anybody works like these 16-hour shifts, like coal mine and all this, all respect to you. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I know what the motivation is, but that's all respect to you. So I want to give those people a shout out real quick. And it was really early when I messaged her, and I was like, waiting for her to get back. I'm like, oh God, she's probably gonna think I'm weird for even saying this or asking about it. And she got back to me like about an hour or something later when she was going to her job, and said, before explaining that he was having issues and all this stuff, and he'll be back soon. So I just like saying, talk to her, make sure everything was good, just as being a good friend to him at the time, being a good just human being. I was just trying to help, make sure everything was cool. Anybody that has mental health issues like that, I want to take that crap seriously. And told me what was going on and all that. We talked for a little bit, and it came from her family, her friends, people I knew, that he wasn't like I said, I'm not going to get into grave details, just enough to give you all context about the situation. He turned out to be kind of I want to say abusive person. I'm trying to not say the wrong words and give too much away. Abusive person, not good to her, not good to her family or friends and stuff. I mean, I know when it comes like one or two people saying something, I don't always believe it. I have trust issues. I have a tough time believing people and trust people. But when it comes like 10 plus people, 15, people around her and me, myself, whatever, saying this stuff, I start believing it. Had evidence, like photographic evidence, text, messages, and all that stuff from him, how he was to her. And I'm like, and I kind of already started to like her. I was like, she's cute, she's nice. Awkward like how I am. I was like, okay, I'll talk to her a little bit. And then when I found that out, I kind of that's when I became a different kind of person. I was like, all right, the hell with him. And I want to try to talk to her and get to know her because she's single, and I said the hell with him. And then he finally messaged me after her and I started talking. We got to know each other, and he's like, I hope y'all are happy. I'm like, I mean, we are now because I'm better than you were. And so that's enough context about that whole situation and why we started talking. Had a lot of interest, like I said, biggest thing was both super awkward and weird, it kind of mixed well. And we talked about getting together, and it's been like 2 or 3 weeks at least. Then we finally met at Walmart here. They said, I'm going to embarrass her. I don't really care. I mean, she's going to see us and hear it, whatever. So we met up, didn't really know where we were parking at. I'm at the bottom of the parking lot, right? So she's at the very bottom. Like there's spots that go sideways, like horizontal, and then there's spots at the very bottom that are at this curb, looking over into the main road, the intersection. She was parked there, didn't know where my car was, and I was messaging her, told her, hey, come over here. And dude, I would have done the same thing, being awkward. She looked back in her car, saw me, and it's kind of hard. There's these like little edge pieces at the end of each row at Walmart parking lot, if you know about this kind of thing, or how y'all's Walmart is. But she saw me. I waved at her, said, come here. Like I'm, pointed where I was, where my car was. She slowly backed out of that spot, came around the corner, cut it way too sharp, way too tight. And Yeah, wrong word. Way too tight. Came to the little, it's like where these little trees sit in, but it's a super raised up curb. And as small as her car is, like, dude, you could have flown over doing 90 almost and still missed it. The first thing she does is when she backs out of it, starts going forward to meet me next to my car. I saw it, but I heard it first. All I heard was boom, boom. Her little car had climbed the curb like a Silverado truck would and landed perfect in the spot next to me. And I looked and I said, I want to reschedule this date. Like, fine, we're not postponing, but you are not driving. You can get in the passenger seat, or I can get in your car and drive or something. But you just obliterated that curb. I'm going to have to put a tombstone on it and some flowers and say rest in peace to that curb because you killed that thing. And I don't think she took her hands off her face for the whole 2 hours almost because she was embarrassed. And I think I actually put a little sign on the curb and said, thanks, Zoe. Oh, I told her I wouldn't tell the story, but I'm telling it anyway, so whatever. It's been 3 years since that happened. And dude, I'm telling you, it's funny. It's even funnier now than it was then. Surprised she didn't tear the car because her car is like, here's the ground in this hand. Her car came off, is like that far off the ground. I'm like, dude, I don't know how the hell you hit that. There was so much space for that little car, and you still managed to freaking murder it. And I've barely been in the car in the passenger seat with her since then, for good reason. Still love her, so it's okay. But I saw my life flash before my eyes. I'm like, oh God, if this is how you drive, I don't know if I want to get in this thing with you. Get in the car. We'll leave your car here, but I'm not. No. I'm not taking that chance. I don't know what I'm more terrified of, that or you driving, or bees. It's bees, but not by much. Because I prayed to God, I was like, please, God, if I get in this car with her, please help me. Please keep me safe. And I think he might even look down and say, I'm not helping with that. So, yeah, that's how my now fiance murdered a curb in Walmart. So, give all your thoughts to that curb, because I don't think it's there anymore. But I'll quit embarrassing her. Yeah. I saw a crime being committed. I saw a murder of a curb. But at least her car is up and running. She's okay, so that's a good thing. But still, it was sad to see that curb being murdered like that. And I'm probably going to die after this episode because she's going to kill me for this. But anyway, I love her, so it's okay. Don't be too hard on her because she was nervous, but it's still funny. So, yeah, that's it for ragging on Zoe. So, that'll be an every week thing, probably, if she's on or if just by myself. So, get used to it. Let's get into something more serious. And actually, no, I'm not going to be serious. You know how I am. I'm not serious at all. Let's get talking about sports, maybe. And in about 10 seconds, we'll get right back into it. Oh, man. Okay, so baseball is coming up this Thursday. I don't know if it was technically the opening day on the 18th when the Cubs and Dodgers played in Tokyo, if that was a separate thing. But if it is a separate thing, then this Thursday, because I'm recording this on Monday, but the podcast won't come out till on Tuesday. On Thursday is when opening day of Major League Baseball starts. Like I said, I don't know if 18th was technically opening day for those two teams, if it's a completely separate thing. But I know the full regular season, like opening day, is Thursday. And I'm so freaking excited, man, because I said before, I think maybe I said in the introduction, I'm not sure, a few weeks ago, that I grew up a Red Sox fan, and I kind of took about 3 years off from even watching it. I don't know. I didn't really watch sports for a little while. Just sports kind of went down the drain a little bit, seemed like, ratings and just how popular it was and everything. But so like I'm still technically a Red Sox fan, but I love a lot of different players. I just love the game, and I like football, I like basketball. But man, there's nothing to me that compares to baseball. Like if you can see the shirt I'm wearing, it's a John Carlos Stanton Yankee shirt. I know he's hurt, but as long as they have him for the postseason, they'll be fine. I think it's like I think both elbows or whatever, but I think it's okay if he literally just said, I'm resting this regular season, then come playoff time, if assuming they make it again, then he'll be ready and hit 20 home runs in like 2 weeks. I like him, Aaron Judge, Mookie Betts, Ohtani, all of them. Technically, if I'm a Red Sox fan, okay, fine. But I just, like I said, man, I love watching Red Sox, Rangers, Yankees, Cubs, Dodgers. Only team I don't like is White Sox. So if they get 60 wins, I'm kind of kidding. I feel bad. I respect them, the fans, especially because they're still there, even if their teams have been terrible. But I'm excited for seeing any teams, any players. You got like new people coming up, like Paul Skeens, who's added some pitches to his repertoire. The Pirates team kind of worries me because they seem to have, obviously have struggled the past recent years, but with him being there, at least they can win some games if he's pitching and if they can get some kind of run production going. You got Ellie De La Cruz from the Reds, who's insanely fast and insanely talented. The Reds seems like the Pirates with, Skeens, like he's good. When it comes to baseball, it's like if one dude's doing good, that's fine, it's cool, whatever. But everybody else, if they're struggling, that's kind of what the White Sox. It seemed like they didn't really have anybody that was consistently good, on all levels. Had some people like Andrew Vaughn was supposedly. I didn't really keep up with the White Sox, but what I've heard is he's not the worst thing ever. You got Garrett Crochet, right? First name Crochet, who just came to the Boston Red Sox. He was like the person, and then he goes away. Luis Robert Jr., he was good. It seemed like he was always hurt. Like, I know MLB The Show 25 ratings don't really mean a whole lot because then the player can be completely opposite and be great or bad. Like, he went from like a 90 to like a 75. It's like because I guess he was hurt a lot. I don't know if he just sucked. What I've heard and was seeing, like, he didn't really suck. He just kind of got hurt all the time, was never healthy. And that's unfortunate because it seems like he's a hell of a player and they could be a hell of a team if they could if everybody was consistent. Maybe because I think every prediction I've seen is they'll win like 60 games this year. You never know with these sports. That's what's so great about baseball. It's so unpredictable sometimes, except with like the Dodgers, Yankees, Mets. Those teams are always going to be in the mix unless they have a down year, which is weird. But the White Sox could win 100 games. They win 80, 90, whatever. They could surprise everybody. That's professional sports. That's what happens. They're pros for a reason. But yeah, man, like I said, different teams, different players. I'm excited to see them. I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of Juan Soto now because he went from the Yankees to the Mets right across the subway. I still like him. I've liked him since he was a rookie, coming to the Nationals. I had his Nationals jersey, then I had to do that Fanatics reassurance thing where basically literally bought the jersey. He went to the Padres, had to exchange to get the Padres one. And now he went to the Yankees. And I almost bought a Soto Yankees one, but I was like, everybody's like, he's just staying here for a year. He's going to blah, blah, blah. And if he won the World Series, he could have stayed, but still maybe left. So that's why I didn't buy one. I was like, okay, I know I'm going to buy one, and it's going to be after 90 days, and I'm not going to be able to, exchange. I'm like, I'm not going to do this cycle where it's like every year he's changing teams. Still like him, but like, I kind of saw it coming. I know there's little details, supposedly, with the Mets, why he signed there, but money talks a lot. I mean, still respect him. He's still one of my favorite players. But it just sucks sometimes when it's like, yeah, money is a big thing. But it's like, I call it the Dirk Nowitzki. That's NBA, I know. But he's the Dirk Nowitzki initiative, like taking less money just to help the team win. I wish players would do that nowadays. But I know money like that can change your life. It can change with your family. I know even if you have like 10 million, it's still going to change a lot of things. People's minds like that, saying like 180 million is going to change them even more. So, I can't blame him in a way, but I really wish he would have stayed true to that team. And said, if he left the Yankees, why go to the Mets? Why not go to the Blue Jays? I know the Blue Jays aren't as good as the Mets have been, I guess, but go to a team that's completely opposite of where the Yankees are, like so close to the Mets. And like I said, it didn't really surprise me too much, but it was that he left because how people were talking, how he was acting. He said I didn't, but it surprised me that he went to the Mets. Like all I heard was Blue Jays. I think he visited Boston. I don't think it was really I don't know if it was really a huge like positive thing. Like it was even close. It was just like a formal meeting. All right, I'm not even thinking about you coming here, so whatever. I was, like here in Toronto, Boston had him over there to visit. I don't even know. Maybe not Atlanta. Some couple good teams is a point. But I never thought of the Mets because, like I said, it was through the subway. Big rival with the Yankees. I didn't really think. I didn't think he was going to Boston either. But the Mets, I never heard that name. I mean, I probably missed out somewhere in the news world and stuff. But he's a hell of a player. He's still 26, 27, mid-20s. I mean, where people are just starting their career like as a rookie. I think Aaron Judge started when he was like 26. I'm not sure. The point is. And, I mean, I wish he could have been able to stay with the Yankees, to stay with one team for a while, and just they could have won because you got people like Aaron Judge, who seems to struggle later on in the year than the postseason. He kind of slowed down a lot, unfortunately, statistically. Then you had Giancarlo Stanton, who was killing it. Rizzo is getting older. He was hurt. He was struggling. Had some good pitching, but the defense kind of struggled in the World Series, obviously, because he lost in 5 games, I think. And but just if you keep people like that consistent, I think that could have been a hell of a team with Soto, Judge. Now I don't know if they would have been able to get Cody Bellinger then if Soto did stay, or if they would have gone somewhere else. But I mean, I think that team this year could have competed with the Dodgers and teams like that, even with Garrett Cole being out for the season now. Like I said, money talks, man, and I think there's little details of why Soto did choose the New York Mets over the Yankees. I mean, I'm not going to get into all that specifically because I'm not going to say things that are exactly true. I'm not completely confident what I'd be saying about it, but it had something to do with his family, I think, maybe. Being able to, the certain seating, like the suites, whatever you get to be in when you watch the game. Apparently, maybe the Mets, I think, offered Soto that, and the Yankees didn't. That's the only little thing I know about, really. Like I said, money talks. He has his reasons, and I mean, I still like him. Still kind of surprised by him going to the Mets from the Yankees, but there's things that he knows, his agent knows, players around him know, and we don't know, but still excited to see him play because he's been one of my favorite players since he came to the league. But yeah, I mean, baseball is a beautiful, crazy, fun sport that makes you kind of question everything in the sports world in general. But yeah, it's going to be a fun season. You got, oh my God, Dodgers. I know there's a lot of cap money, whatever they have. But like a lot of other people wonder, where the hell are they getting the money from? I know, obviously, how they make their money, but it's just insane. You got Yamamoto, Sasaki, Ohtani, Freddie, Mookie, Teoscar Hernandez, all these people. I'm like, where in the hell? Blake Snell, sorry. I almost forgot him. I love that dude. Like, where in the hell? I think it's almost not fair. It's like, I feel like it's like almost a super team. It is. In basketball and football, it seems like that never works. Baseball is a little different. That's why I like it a little bit more, or a lot more, actually. Is like it could go really, really good or really, really bad. Like, they could win 120 games, or they could win 70 or 80. They could, like Sasaki and Yamamoto, and can get hurt or whatever. Because they're pitching really hard for not a lot of innings. That can hurt them in the long run. I hope not, because young talent like that coming from Japan and stuff just seems like it's a common thing now, which is awesome, because unique players coming over from there. Like Mookie, when he was with the Red Sox, I was so pissed when Boston didn't sign him. I don't know the whole inside story thing because that's been years ago. And then I know how Freddie got there because supposedly like his agent lied about the money that Atlanta was offering him, and then he had already signed to the Dodgers and he was upset, and I think he got fired. Maybe the agent did. I don't know exactly. And so that's been in multiple years too. But Freddie's been one of my favorite players. He seems like one of the best personalities there is. Just genuine, humble and everything. Always loved watching him since he was with Atlanta years ago. Love Mookie. He's a hell of a dude, hell of a player. like I said, I hate that he left Boston, but still watch him like he was in Boston. Still almost religiously can watch Mookie Betts play right field. No, he's going to shortstop again this season, which I'd really prefer, see him in right field because his arm, his outfield talent. But I mean, I think if you put him anywhere except first, because I know he's only like 5'7" or 5'8", so he's not going to catch high balls like Freddie Freeman is. So that's the only position. But I think anywhere you put him, he's going to be an all-star. But because I know they got oh my god, in right field. Anyway, I know him being in center and in shortstop, he's going to do he's going to be an all-star there, like I said before. But I mean, like I said, I'm like, it's insane to take him from right field and put him in the infield because I think he's so good in the outfield. But like I said, anywhere you put him, I think whoever's going to take over that position is going to do good too. But Mookie Betts. So I mean, it's not really much else you can say. Who do I think going to win the world? I had to talk with my dad about this yesterday. I think about who I think is going to win and who he thinks is going to win the World Series. I don't right now, just on paper, seeing the roster and depth chart and everything. Dodgers, I don't really right now have the impression of seeing anybody beating them in a 7 game series, whatever. I mean, I know they're going to lose because, like I said, going back to being professional sports, they're going to lose at least some games. But in a 3-game series, 5-game, definitely a 7-game series, in the National League at least, I don't know who can beat them. Excuse me. They've got Atlanta with Acuna back via know exactly when his return date is. If they're fully healthy and full stacked up and everything, they have a shot. A lot of people are talking about the Padres with Machado being there, Tatis, Merrill, offensively. I don't know. I know they got Dylan Cease pitching wise. Michael King, I think maybe too. Not 100% sure. The offense is crazy good. It seems like they could, but I don't really think that's even a debate right now. They said I haven't followed the Padres and teams like that as much as the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, Mets, big time teams, obviously. In the American League, I can see the Yankees. They stay healthy. I know Garrett Cole's out for the year. You got Heel. You got Rodon. If Rodon can go back to where he was with the Giants, I believe, where he's a Cy Young caliber kind of pitcher. You got Clark Schmidt. If he can stay consistent, I can see them win the American League again just because of the offense alone. Still with Judge, Bellinger, Jazz, if he can stay good and healthy and consistent. Paul Goldschmidt, I know he's older, but I think he's a pretty good hitter and he's pretty good first baseman. He won a MVP what year it was with the Cardinals for a reason. Like I said, he's older, but I think he's still good. Let's see. Dominguez, I'm still waiting to see what he can do. He's young. And especially with having Judge and Bellinger and Goldschmidt, I think they can have a good run at American League again. That just right now, I mean, I know it's not Oakland anymore, the A's. I think with having Brent Rooker, they can surprise some people, but do I think they're going to win 100 games? No. Just because American League can be really tough with the Yankees, Orioles now, Kansas City coming up. And I don't know where it seems like because of Bobby Witt Jr. especially. Oh, Lord. That dude's just a beast at shortstop. I think, can't remember right now with my dad. I don't think he really gave me a full-on versus prediction, but I don't see why it wouldn't be Dodgers and the Yankees again. The biggest game I'm thinking about I'm waiting to watch, and it's not even a postseason game. It's going to be regular season. It's the Subway Series, Yankees and Mets. Soto, facing his old team again. Judge. Oh man, I wish Stanton would play in that game if he could, because him and Francisco Lindor going back at it. Then it would be him and Soto going back at it. Just that whole team with Pete Alonso. Oh man, it'd just be a regular season game, but it'll feel like a playoff game. I want to say Yankees and Mets in the World Series just because of that rivalry. Man, I'm just throwing this prediction out there. I say it'll be the Yankees and Dodgers again. But if not Dodgers, Mets, because all their offensive power too. And because it'll be just fun to watch that rivalry and them going back at it again like that. Like I said, I just don't know who can beat LA in a big series like that. I mean, I know I might not seem like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm just a weird sports fan, so it's fine. I just Mets, I think, might be the only team that could. Atlanta could. maybe San Diego if they had a good run. But with all that power, if they're all healthy on the Dodgers, pitching wise, offensively wise, I just don't see people beating them. They can beat them maybe one game or a couple games in a series each, whatever. But beating them and eliminating them, I'd be surprised. And like I said, it's professional sports, it's baseball, it's beautiful for a reason. Unpredictable can happen. Just like March Madness in college basketball. You never know. You can't count the smaller teams, but they can come in and have a run. The big teams could play all cocky and be like, oh, we can beat them easily, and then they get their asses whooped. That can happen. But I'm just, moral story is, man, I'm just excited for Thursday. I'm excited to see baseball start because I'm off from work Wednesday and Thursday, so I'll be able to watch it. Thank God. It's going to be a beautiful, oh man, it's going to be a beautiful season. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be crazy. I hope not a lot of people get hurt, man, because it seemed like past couple of seasons, a lot of people have gotten hurt, unfortunately. With Acuna going down last season with the torn ACL, and I think he dislocated his knee or did something else to his knee. Tore his knee up from just turning real quick. We got Garrett Cole out with this season. Probably some injuries I'm missing. But nonetheless, it's going to be insanely good this year to watch everybody play. It's going to see, it's going to be crazy to see what teams can surprise people in a good or bad way. Like I said, even if I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm just rooting for players, my favorite players to play well and do good like they should be doing. And like I said, man, Red Sox fan, whatever. Yeah, that's what I was growing up. But I'm just a fan of the game, and I'm a baseball fan. I'm a Judge fan. I'm a Stanton fan. I'm a Soto fan. I'm a Bobby Witt fan. I like Crochet on the Red Sox now. I like Brent Rooker from the Athletics. I'm just excited for all those different dudes to be playing and basically just playing at an all-star level that they can do. And yeah, baseball is like the best, most consistent, purest sport I think there is. Still love basketball and football, and I'm excited to watch basketball right now. I have been excited for football to start later on this year. But yeah, baseball is where it's at, man. I mean, it can't get better than that. About 2.5 hours, I think, of just pure magic that can happen. Be a horrible game or it can be a great game. You never know. Like I said, you can't predict it. I mean, I don't love them. I still see the Houston Astros being in the playoffs. I know people are going to say trash can. No, there's just certain players on the team I don't like, but they're pros and I'm not, so I can't really say anything too much. It just seems like it's kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs of baseball. They're always at the top, and people are just kind of tired. It's like fatigue of seeing them always there. It's kind of me. But like I said, if they get there, and it's whatever. But I know Boston just got Alex Bregman, and I was kind of like, I don't know about that. And he's playing second base now because Devers didn't want to go third base, which is fine. But Bregman's a hell of a player. He can play. He's good on defense. He can hit the ball. If he's consistent, I think he'll help Boston a good bit. Crochet being there for pitching definitely help that side of the ball. Whether Boston can stay consistent on offense and get some runs batted in, that's the question. It's not pitching, it's that. So, do I see him missing the playoffs? I see him getting like the last spot of the wild card, maybe. I mean, as like a Red Sox fan, I really hope they can make it into the playoffs, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't because they're kind of like they're up and it's like throw a shot at my other sports team, Dallas Cowboys. It's like up and down. You really expect one thing and then the opposite happens, which is usually expecting good and then they completely shatter your heart. So if that happens, I won't be surprised. I'll be disappointed a little bit, obviously, but I won't be surprised. So I just stay on my toes. I don't expect too much. And if it good happens and I'm expecting heartbreak, then I'm excited and I'm surprised, whatever. But like I said, man, whether it's Yankees, Mets, Royals, A's, Guardians, even Red Sox, Orioles, which is always team, I'm excited to see it. I just want to watch. I don't care what the matchup is. It's just baseball. As soon as Thursday hits and opening day is going, I want to nonstop all day just watch baseball. What happened? Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how, because I'm usually all day nonstop with my daughter, never at home, except when I'm doing this podcast, it seems like. And maybe her and I will watch some baseball. My dad and I will watch some baseball, and just be thankful that it's back. Because it sucks not having baseball. Because as soon as that last pitch of the World Series was over, I'm like, okay, let's count down. Let's wait. And like I said, it's unpredictable. It's like any professional sports. It can be the craziest, ugliest, most beautiful thing ever. Let's just see where it takes us, man. That's just, if you're a baseball fan or a sports fan in general, whatever your team is, good luck to them. Good luck to you. If your team's like the Red Sox, the White Sox, something that seem to piss you off a lot, I'm right there with you. If your team's like the Mets, the Dodgers, Braves, that are always like a 100-win team, you suck. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're lucky. And if if there's one year that y'all suck and are a terrible team, and it seems like forever, it gets better. I promise. It doesn't last forever. It might seem like it, but like I said, I'm a West Virginia fan in college. I'm a Cowboys fan in NFL. I don't have a favorite team in NBA. I like Steph Curry. I like LeBron. I'm NBA is like, I've never really had a favorite team. Baseball, Red Sox, whatever, technically. So I can definitely relate when you say heartbreak and irritation, just pissed off at a team. I live it. Like I said, especially being a Cowboys fan, football. It's not easy, but at least it's kind of exciting, even if it is sad. Like I said, you're being a fan of those teams. It's like at least you expect heartbreak, not like the Dodgers and Braves, and then like the Chiefs of football and like Duke of college, where it's like yes, success all the time. So I respect and congratulations. But you suck. Oh, shit. Okay. Enough about the sports world. That's enough rambling about sports. Whatever. That's what I do, though. It's okay. It's rambling. If you like to ramble, you like to hear rambling, then this thing's perfect. I teased a little bit about it earlier, about the next episode. And if you're watching this, like I said again, I appreciate the hell out of you for watching this and checking it out and listening to it. If you don't like it, I still appreciate you and respect you. I'm going to get better at this thing, man. I'm, like I said before, in like an introduction video in the first episode, I'm awkward. I'm nervous. I'm just weird. But that's okay. This is what this podcast is for. It's to talk about some sports, tell some funny stories, have just a talk, a discussion, just be ourselves. And like I said, this is mainly what this thing is about. And I like to put myself out there and embarrass myself. It's funny. I think I love it. People that like myself that are awkward and anxious and stuff, this thing kind of helps break through that shell, if that makes sense. It's not easy to do. Like I'm not kidding. When I did this first episode, even the introduction video especially, I was so awkward. I was so nervous. I was so like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. But man, I'm here doing this still because of people that have seen this, people that have supported me. It's awesome. It's small still, but it's a great thing to get to do. I've had so many inspirations. Another episode, I'll shout certain people that have inspired me. People that follow me on social media know who I watch all the time and who I like to listen to and stuff. So if you see that, there it is. It's just a great way to have fun and just be dumb, be stupid, be a jackass, is what I call it, which is exactly what I am. Like I said, have fun, be weird, be random, be awkward. Who cares, man? I mean, it's about being myself and rambling on here, talking, maybe brighten y'all's day up, whatever. Biggest word is fun and random. So, like I said, if you liked it so far, man, the first now 3 episodes almost, I appreciate the absolute hell out of you. And if you're new to this, welcome to it. I'm glad you're here. And with this almost being over with now, This is a little bit longer than the last two, which is fine. Next episode, I'm going to have Zoe, my fiance, on here. Like I told the funny story a little bit about, how we first met. But she'll be on here more to talk about us finding out that she was pregnant. And, we were having a kid, and more about how we met, got to know each other, and all these crazy 3 years we've been together. And then the episode after that, I believe it'll just be me. And then the next couple episodes after that, I'll have somebody else on there. I'm not going to say yet. I'll tease at that like next week or the week after or something. But yeah, this is just the start of this thing. And if you enjoyed rambling and you like to ramble, I'm glad you're here, like I said before. And let's see. I'm going to get off here by saying, if you don't know this, I like puns and dad jokes because I'm a dad. So if you made it this far and you want to hear this, go ahead. Do you know what you call it when a midget waves at another midget? A microwave. Please don't unsubscribe if you heard that. Like, subscribe, share with people you know, and I'll see you next week.